Hello everybody, this is just an audio test just to verify that you can hear me correctly. And please type in the chat if you can hear me, just to check the audio before we begin. Okay, thank you, Jose. Okay, we will begin in a few minutes, so just stand by.
I gave you my heart. I gave you my heart. I gave you my heart. I gave you my heart.
Hello everybody and welcome to this live trading session with Nailing Effects. I'm Pedro Mejias and I will show you the order flow um, today, the trading session here on YouTube. My first time here in the YouTube channel. So welcome everybody. If you're watching live, remember you can use the chat to ask any question. If you're watching this recording, you can send me an email at pedro@traddictiv.com at any time. Before we begin, let's read this disclaimer. The following video clip demonstrations are for educational and instructional purpose only. Traddictiv provides these videos purely for the purpose of demonstrating a method of using the product. Users understand that all the content used in the video is purely for demonstration purposes only and is not a guide and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. As a user, you understand and agree that hypothetically results obtained through the demonstration do not indicate in any way the results you may receive on using our products. All right? So as I said in the beginning, remember you have any question, you can use the chat. And we're looking at the chat here in YouTube. And if you're watching the recording, send me an email anytime at pedro@traddictiv.com. You have my email right there on the screen. Okay. All right, let me go to the chart. Today, I think I'm gonna be a little more just looking for trades using my system, my order flow system. Probably many of you have already seen it in my previous session in FX Street. If not, you can go there and check it out. And remember, if you have any question, just send a message right on the chat. Okay. All right, let's go to the chart. All right, here is this is the euro, and I'm using a tick chart 233 to look at the euro. And you can see on the screen is it's a candlestick chart that I used only to show you guys a little bit of reference, as you might be used to looking at candles more than the other flow itself. So let's begin by just telling you a little bit about what's on my screen. And you can see this in the beginning, this white line here is the big WAP. I use this as reference. And these blue lines you see here are the big WAP deviation. So it's the same as this white line, just one deviation and two deviation. Okay. On the right side, you can see this is the depth of the market. As this is a future product, you can see we have pending orders here. This is all the pending orders you can see, all the way up and all the way down. Okay. You can also find here these red lines and green lines are imbalances, sales imbalances and buy imbalances. Let's play you that later. And on the left, you can see these white numbers here are the volume, right? I use horizontal volume, which is the only volume that is the word to be using, because vertical volume we only show you the volume at a given candle, but horizontal volume will show you the volume at a given price. Okay, as you can see on my cursor here, you can see the amount of lots that has been traded at each price. So that's the volume, okay, on each price. So it's important if you're looking at a particular price to put a trade on. Okay, and these white lines here, this volume value area high, point of control, and value area low. These are volume based. So point of control is the most traded volume of today, most traded price. You can see 2,519 lots on this price. And the value area low and value area high, they contain between these two 85% of the trades that were made today. Okay, so all the action happened between these two lines. When the price goes below these areas or above these areas, they tend to limit their movement. Right? And you can see also on the left side, these gray bars is the volume as well, but represented as bars. Okay. On the bottom of the screen, you can see the speed of the tape. It shows me the speed that the sellers and the buyers enter the market aggressive at some point. For example, you can see here at this when the price dropped here, how the tape showed me that the sellers were more aggressive in this point, 127, than the same point with the buyers at 85. So you can see in this case the tape moves faster with the sellers. Okay, I can show you the tape. Let me show you the tape so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see now. Let me see the tape. Here it is. You can see the tape is every trade that is being made is recorded here in the tape. This is a reconstructed tape, so it shows you actually when there is a cumulative trade as well. So when you see all the red and the green, these buyers and sellers. So when sellers usually are aggressive, you will see a lot of of selling coming through this, a lot of red coming through this screen. Okay. And also something I use is the depth of markets. You can see here. In the depth of market, you're watching right now on the screen, you can see all the trades that is being made and all the available limit orders in one side and another. And you can see how many contracts are being take off the market or put into the market. You can also see the volume profile as well and the market orders. Let me clear it up so you can see it better. Okay, and it will begin recording all the market orders. You can see in the middle are the market orders being executed right now. There's a lot of market orders right now trying to stop the price from falling. And you will see the limit orders on the red side and the buy limit orders on the blue side. Okay, and in the middle is the price. On the right side, the column on the right side, you can see the volume as well. And the next column on the right side, the trades, are what we are looking at right now being recorded, like the volume. But at the moment, I can clear it up and I can see the volume just after what I clean up. Okay, so you can see that how it's begin to be recorded. So that's our basically my tools for the trade. And clear up the dump. And also I use all prices. It just shows me about the same thing on the point of control. You can see the most traded price, which is this one. I'm gonna put in blue right now. And also show me the delta, which is the difference between the buyers and sellers. You can see it's positive, and when it's negative, you will see a negative sign below. And I use this also as reference to make a decision on what my bias is gonna be. It's gonna be a buy or a sell during the day. I usually look at this, and also to the delta on the volume and the buy and the seller also. So if everything is positive to me and everything makes sense, I will go for the buy. And if I see that all the deltas are negative, and depending on which price level as well, I will go for a sell. So you can see now how actually the price is moving up, and it's like the path of less resistance today. The prices are being going up today, and we can see why. Because the delta showing us is positive, and we have pretty much everything on the buy side today. All right, so let's try to find a trade. Maybe we have lucky. We're looking at the euro right now. We might see other assets as well, and try to find a good trade. Right, maybe just a little trade today, and to make this a little more interactive. Okay, remember you can use the chat if you have any question, and if you are watching the recording, here's my email, pedro@traddictiv.com. Okay, also I'm gonna be showing you the trading view with the UFO application that you can use in conjunction with what I'm showing you right now, right? Because it's gonna make a lot of sense. For example, you can see now the UFO right here about the on the sell side. If I go to my chart, you will see these red bars that are pretty much in the same spot of the UFOs. Okay, the UFO is a little bit higher on the chart as my red lines, but they're pretty similar, and they work pretty much the the same. Okay, I use this as reference as well to look for trading opportunities. All right, so let's just take a look at what happened today here on the euro, and we can try to figure out what to do today. All right, so as I showed you before, on the oil prices, let me show you the oil prices. You can see here the oil prices. I put it here in the middle so you can see it. We can see that all the deltas were positive, meaning that most of the trades, or the higher, the bigger trades, were inclined to the buy side. Okay, the buyers were more aggressive than the sellers in this opportunity. Okay, so let's take this off the screen, and we can see also on the tape, reconstructed tape, right now how green the tape is going. Okay, because the buyers are being now aggressive. You can see how it's going about my two red lines here, where there were sellers being aggressive at that moment. Okay, and that's what I call second chances for people who might be losing a position. So here, what can happen here is that it might continue to go higher, all right, or it might go a little bit lower. So to know that, it's better to see the clusters. Okay, let me show you the clusters. Take the tape off the screen so you can see it better. All right, so here what we can see here is the actual trades inside each of the candles we were watching. Okay, so we can see the reaction when you can see here these red numbers, how the sellers are being aggressive right now, right, trying to defend their position that was initiated here. You can see this 160, 121 selling contracts, right? They were very, very aggressive here, a lot of volume to push the price down. You can see how they did it. Then the price went back up. You can see here how the buyers were pushing, or it might be that the sellers took profit here, because when you're selling, you need to buy to get out of the market. So that was probably what happened. All right, and also other traders joining the movement. Okay, you can see how another trades are placing here on the sell side, pushing the price a little bit down again. All right, we don't know how far will it go. Our best guess is to this imbalance here will act as a resistance for the price on the move down. Okay, it's the same well as this one right here. Okay, and we can see if there is any reaction from the buyers when they're reaching this price. You can see there was none, so the price just went through it. Now we wait to see if something can happen when the price reaches this imbalance right here. Okay, that's the way we can verify what's going on any given price, any given resistance or support we may have. Okay, or anything you may be using Fibonacci, using support, resistance, whatever you're using. And if when the price reaches that area and you see in the other flow how the traders are being aggressive in one side or the other, then you might enter your trade because you're having like a confirmation. You can see here, if we were waiting for the price to reach this level here, and we see this, how the traders are being aggressive at that moment, we have our confirmation here, and we might enter on the sell side. Always looking at a target might be this resistance right here. You can see how the price just went a little bit about it, but then it was then on the upside. And you can see here these cells, these big cells. That means these sellers might be trapped at the moment. You can see on the tape how the sellers were very, very aggressive here, but that didn't move the price down. So that for me is a sign that they fail and they are probably trapped in this trade. They are probably a little bit scared right now, trying to see what's going on and maybe get out of the market if they see the price moving higher. Okay, and if a seller wants to get out of the market, they need to buy. They need to buy back their contract. So when they buy back, they will push the price up easily in this case. Okay, we can see the delta is 69. It's not too high, 59, 69, 57, 54. So it's not a big difference on the buy side right now, this time of the day. And but we have our point of control, and the highest delta was also positive today. So we're probably looking for a buy in. I don't like to usually enter in long on the long side, but yesterday was pretty good on the euro as well. If you enter on long, let me show you the candles. What happened yesterday? It was pretty good upside movement. You can see here. From here, it was moving normally, like it usually does, and then it break on the upside. You can see how good the move was. Right? Then it continued to move up, and then today at the opening session, you can see how it went on the upside again, and now we can see how it's moving a little bit lower here. It's like a consolidation area here, right here, between the point of control and the value area high. You can see some price rotation, which is a very important thing to look at when you're trading the order flow and you're using candlesticks. Okay, this is something you would like to take into consideration. For example, here we have these rotations and then a break on the upside. And if we stand this, right, we can see how it actually match the lower movement here, because there's volume and we can use volume as a protection for our trades. So if we're trading on the buy side here and the price reaches our consolidation area that we can see here, we actually have many coincidences here. You can see here one again, and probably even yesterday you can see this, probably another one, and here's another one. So you can see how prices always respected this level, giving a big importance for us if we were trading, looking for a long trade here. Okay, and always you need to consider if there's still market liquidity here to push the price up, or to actually break this volume area. You can see here this just show me a big trade. Let me go to the clusters so you can see the trades that happen here. This red box here are full of sellers, big sellers. You can see big amount of sales right now, and the price didn't actually move down. So that's something you might consider interesting, because you can use it as a signal that's showing us that the sellers are being trapped in here, this area, right? They are entering with a lot of force here in the market, but the price didn't move down. So what happened is they took all the liquidity that was available. Okay, if you are looking at the DOM, you will see the available liquidity on each price level, and you can see in real time how this liquidity is taken from the market. And when there's a lot of liquidity and it's taken and the price doesn't move down, it's not a very good sign for one side of the market, because it might be a trap, and you might be falling into that trap. Okay, so what I will do in this case is just wait to see what happens, because somebody's gonna lose. One side is gonna lose here, and we can see a lot of sellers entering here in this level, but the market is not showing any sign of going down at the moment. All right, and actually you can see how the price is sliding a little bit on the high side here, the long side, and that only shows me that I prefer to wait to see if there's a higher impulse on the upside. Okay, and this trap seller here, we have a second chance of selling, in this case of buying back their entry and get out of the market. Okay, this is what I call second chance trades, and we can see in real time how this is being developed right here on the euro. Remember, if you have any question, you can use the chat, and looking at the chat all the time. And if you're watching the recording, there's my email at pedro@traddictiv.com. Okay, and let's take a look at what is the UFO showing us. The same chart. We're looking at on the order flow. This is a 5-minute chart, the euro. Okay, you can see this red UFO on the top, right? Pretty similar to where we have the my red lines on my order flow software. Okay, and nearby the very high and the big WAP indicator here. Okay, so let's see. Go back to the chart. You can see the order flow, how it's going on. And you can see again another seller. You can see buyers here entering on the market, pushing the price up without effort, without putting so much money, because this was probably a little trap here. We don't know that yet. We need to wait and see how it develops. If it goes on the upside with force, then we might have a chance to enter on the long side on the euro. Okay, let's take a look at the candles. You can see what I'm talking more easily. Okay, we identify this area as a volume area where the price always reach here. It's bounced. Even yesterday's session, you can see the same area here. Okay, you can see how prices keep always about this area. If we pull this rectangle all the way to the left, you can see how it actually, all right, you can see how the price tend to react when it reaches this area. Okay, you can see how accumulates inside. When you try to get inside of it, it just bounce back. Okay, happens a lot of times. Okay, even today, okay, it's happening again. So, but we don't know. I mean, we might be late on this, and this volume have lost the strength, right? And we might just enter in another very good position. But we can see how the price are reaching back here, and we have a reaction on the upside again, and then it's reaching back in one more time. We can see the liquidity is just average. You can see a little bit here, 102 contracts on the lower side. We might use, if we enter here on a buy, we might use this as our stop loss. Okay, let's take a look again at the clusters. Let's see what happens if the price reaches back here. You can see if it is pushed below, we might just wait for a break on the downside. At the moment, we don't have any breakup on the upside here, just a little bit on this side, but nothing very important. You know, price is still fluctuating here, so we don't have like a clear entry right now, right? Actually we were looking for a buy because as we saw before, even though the price is below our point of control, it's below our big WAP, and the delta now is turning negative, you can see. Okay, we might be changing our bias, and the oil prices, let's see the oil price still we can see some delta, negative deltas here at 134.30. You can see now sellers entering again. Okay, so we might be possibly looking at the breakout in any moment. We have some negative delta here at 134, which is right here, right? That right here at this green line. We can see how now buyers are being very aggressive and putting a lot of contract here, try to stop the price to fall again. Okay, this is an interesting moment. It's a battle right now. We can see is they're fighting on this volume side, this volume area. They're fighting right now to make the breakup or a breakdown. Remember that the strong hands, right? The banks, the huge funds, they lose as well, right? They don't only win all the time. And when they fight against another big hand, this is what happened. You can see a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers, okay, in the same, practically in the same spot. We can see how the price is moving up right now. And as I told you before, no, they don't win all the time. Okay, when this kind of fight happens, you don't know who's gonna win, so you just wait and see. Right now we're just waiting and watching what's going on in the market. We can see how the price seems to be moving easy on the high side here, right? But then again, sellers entering, trying to stop. You can see this 52 in red is because it's in imbalance here. I mean that 400% different between diagonally from the buyers and seller here. Okay, you can see now buyers fighting back. Okay, we just wait and see if it breaks this higher line here. Then we might have confirmation that the buyers are actually in control at the moment. Okay, but the movement might be limited. Remember that we have point of control here, which is actually positive. It's a positive delta. You can see here on the oil price. But now you can see how it's moving again on the upside. So our bias definitely was on the good side, considering the volume area here. And now we can see how the price is try to move about the point of control, but it's fading right now. You just you can see these sellers here again, trying to press the market down. Okay, so we are looking for an opportunity. It will take a look at the candles, so you can see in something you can I don't know, be more familiar with. This candle here. Let's put is a very interesting candle because it breaks the low area here, okay, the low accumulation, because there were a lot of sellers here, and these sellers now they are worried, they're losing money because the price is moving away from their entry. We have their entries right here. We can see them. If we look at the clusters, we can see their entry. You can see where they enter. Okay, and this is the good thing about order flow, because you can see where they are, where their positions are. Okay, and if you don't use this, you won't be able to see where the sellers are. So we know that there are sellers here with a lot of money, Okay, there are a lot of sellers right here. There are buyers as well. We can see all of them. Okay, and we expect from them, if the price reach back and they see, oh, the price is going away from my entry, they're probably worried, right? So they might consider a second chance of buying back their position, getting out of the market when the price reach close to their entry point. So what I do is take a look at these candles. This is a candle that let me show you back on this candle right here, that the one that break up this volume area here. So what I do with that candle is look on the footprint where the least volume was. Okay, I can see 0 times 7 here. If I use a volume profile tool, all right, just to look at where there was the least volume traded, we can see right here the 0.7. And let's put a horizontal line here. Okay, so what happens, you can see on the next candle how it reaches this area. All right, so usually what happens is price tend to fill up these gaps. Okay, this is a little gap on this candle. You can see it's practically no trades, and price tend to reach back here. You will see how price, well, it did it here, but it can do it again. Okay, so that's what I call second chances. And I will, just for demonstration purpose, I will put an order here. Let's put a buy limit order right here on this, a little bit, just one tick above this gap, and I expect the price to reach this area. Okay, maybe go a little bit below that. Sometimes just doesn't reach, just go one tick or maybe two ticks from this area. All right, let's see what happened right now. I don't know if we're gonna get fill here, and we can see the liquidity. We have 135 pending orders here, 101 here. So we have some liquidity here in this area. And we have some liquidity on the upside as well. A lot of liquidity. You can see all where the traders are waiting for the price to reach. Right, you can see this big one, 421 contracts waiting to be filled there. And we go up and we might find some more, but that's not really. So these are limit orders. This might be a take profit, huge take profit here. We don't know that. We just can see that there are limit orders here, 421 limit orders, 220 here, and so, okay, where the price is actually moving away from a possible entry. We just have to be patient. All right, sorry, I just lose the audio for a moment. The battery run out. All right, so we can see now the price is moving lower. Let's see if we can reach our entry. You can see we have 108 contracts about our entry. Oh no, let's see if we should be looking also at the DOM. Okay, in the DOM we can see if any contracts is being withdrawn from the market. In this case, this 108 contract, we have just about our entry. We are in 45 position on the waiting list to be filled. Okay, that's what we can see there on the depth of market. Okay, all right. All right, price is moving down again. Let's see if we can get a chance to get filled. I have a trade today. We have like 20 minutes left, so we still have some time to see if something happens. Remember, you can use the chat if you have any question. There's a live chat on the on YouTube you can use. All right, so we're looking at the order flow, and we just enter an order here, buy limit order, expecting the price to fall down into this volume area. Right, we saw how sellers were very aggressive here, but they didn't move the market for the lower. So we saw here the buyers being very, very aggressive here with 363 contracts in one trade, pushing the price up. You can see how higher it's going now. And if they left the price to slide a little bit down into our entry, we will get filled and we will just wait to see. You can see now how the contracts are being withdrawn from the market, right, on the way down. So we might get filled in any moment where it just reaches our price, but we didn't get filled. Okay, we didn't get filled here. You can see how actually it reaches, but there were zero sellers at the moment. Okay, so we didn't have a chance to get in, but if we would have or put a stop order, we have been filled. All right, now we're filled. It was like a little delay there. I don't know why. This is the demo account. All right, so we will fill. We are being positive right now. You can see how the price is starting to move on our side, and I will take a very short trade here because we just wait and see what happens. I'm gonna put an exit strategy. I'm gonna put this 20, then we move it. Okay. All right. So this is 20 ticks, too close for my entry right now. Let me see on the candles so you can see on the candles better. Okay, so on the big WAP, this is our big WAP. The big WAP deviation will be here. We can see this high liquidity on this side. We have this. This is unfinished business. See this two line here. This line meeting here where it actually fell the gap here. So it's complete. So let's see what happened. We have this liquidity on the upside, so we can use this as possible target. Our stop loss need to be always below the volume area, and best is below this huge liquidity we can see here. Okay, if we see this liquidity being removed from the market, then we might just close the trade. Okay, for the moment we are positive, and we enter just at the tick. You can see here how the price just reaches our entry and touch our market order here and fill us up. Okay, and that's how we enter. We can see how liquidity is being added here, so I'm gonna put a little bit slower, lower my exit because we can just be reactive of what's going on. Let's move back to the clusters so we can see what's actually happening. We can see some buyers here enter with a lot of contracts, but they didn't move the price up. Okay, so that's not a very good sign when we see movement like this. It's not a very good sign because didn't actually react the market as we expected when we see this kind of buying. But it may actually means that the sellers that were trapped here, they might just got their stop loss hit, or they just buy back their entry to the market. Okay, you can see again some green imbalances. We're still positive. All right, prices might reach back here again. You can see it reaches here. Um, we're already inside. Okay, and let's see what happened. Now it's below our entry. Now let's see. It's moving a little bit lower now. Remember that the lowest entry was here. Let's see how the price reacts when it reaches here. Okay, we're negative now. We can see a lot of sellers entering with a lot of volumes, 259. This might push the price down. You can see how liquidity is being removed here and added on the upside. Let's see what happens. Remember that there is a big fight here between um, these guys who enter in on a sell and the guys who enter on the buy order here. Okay, we have our stop loss here. We see some buyers entering now, pushing the price a little bit higher. Let's see if that help us in any way. I'm gonna clear up the dump so we can see it better. All right, let's see if we can this buyer can contend the price now. Look like we're gonna hit our stop loss. Yes, it was hit because there are more sellers entering here right now. You can see here and here. So they try to actually they break this entry on the downside right now. Right, let's see if we can see any move on the upside.
Order canceled.
Let's cancel the order here. Can see some buyers reaction here and here and here. It might be some of the sellers that entered in the higher position taking profit, and we can see some of these red might be one of the buyers actually getting a stop loss. Okay, we can see now more buyers getting in. See what happened. Remember, you have any question, any comment, you can use the chat. And if you're watching the recording, you can email me at pedro@traddictiv.com. You want to have access to the trading software. You want to have access to the UFO. You can use my link here is tradewithufos.com/Pedro. Okay, so you can use at any time my link to get access to the software. You can email me to as well if you need any question or have any comment at pedro@traddictiv.com. All right, let's get back to the chart. Okay, so we can see how the price just continue to slide down. You can see how sellers continue. Remember, when there's a movement, when they have, we can see this big trade here, and when this volume area is break, let me just slide this over. We can have more traders joining on the movement. Okay, we can see on this, in this case now is on the downside. Okay, we can see the delta is negative here. And if we take a look at the oil price, well, you can see like a resume of the price moving. You can see here 382 delta negative at 1.134. Okay, that's 3, 4 will be here. Okay, at this area is when the sellers here, right here, you can see this is the exact moment, the exact place where the sellers created the downside movement. Okay, so now if we were looking for an entry on the downside, we were looking at this area right here. This is where the volume happened to make the price move on the downside. Okay, and what we would do here, you just look at how how traders are joining this movement. Okay, this move down, and you can see buyers here, here, okay, here, here, because they're calling the bottom at that moment. They're calling the bottom, and if we see prices breaking this, it means that these sellers already took profits. Maybe here you can see 119, 51, 56. That's big difference in the price levels. Okay, and that might just mean that the sellers were taking profit. If we see some red imbalances, it probably means that the buyers were just stop loss, okay, in this area. They were just taking the losses here and pushing the price even lower. Okay, that's what happens in the market. That you can only see this if you're using the order flow. Okay, let's see in the UFOs. Well, I cannot see the UFO right now. Let me update the screen. All right, we can see um, the what the UFO is telling us. The limit of that movement, the downside movement, was in this UFO right here, and we'll still have these red UFOs on the top, in the same way, and we can see the limit of this downside movement might be this one here, this UFO. You can see how actually the price retrace from this line. Okay, let's get back to chart. And now we are watching some big buying here. Again, trying to push the price back up. Okay, we see the candlestick. We can see how the price is now moving on the upside. You can see big trade here, reaching back again this volume area. Okay. Liquidity is being added. Here you can see how many contracts there are here waiting to be filled. If the selling contracts are filled, what happens is the price move up. Okay. You might think that if there's a lot of selling contracts, the price will move down, but it's actually the contrary, because they are just waiting to sell, but they need somebody to buy it. So the buyers are the ones who will make the price move up, and the sellers are the one who will make the price move on the downside. Okay, that's actually how the market works. If somebody takes all this liquidity, they will only move the price up. Okay, you see a lot of selling here. It might just get filled and continue up, or it might work as a resistance and move the price down. But if they are filled, I mean, they're taking all the liquidity. They will just drive the price up. And a huge liquidity like this is taken, it will just go easily for the next one because they are thinner than this big one. But usually, sometimes they can be used as a resistance, right, or as a support because it's more difficult to be taken completely if you have 159 contracts here than if you have 20 or 40 contracts. Okay, so you can actually use that as a support or resistance, and but take that into consideration that if it's taken, it will just move the price up very fast. You can see now how they took the 159 and the price just if continued to move up. You can see this is why this green line show here, because if we go to the clusters, we can see actually, you see 110 or something, 155 here. It was available here on this price level. Now the price just moving up, all right, as we thought it will be, and that's how order flow can help you on your trading, because you can see everything that's going on. All you need to know how to interpret that. Right? I know it's not easy. It's not that simple, but with practice and with time, you can actually take a lot of advantage of this technology, and you can actually, whatever your strategy for, is your strategy is working and you just want to improve it, you can use this as verify in that price level that you find, that something is going to happen. You can actually verify that by looking at the footprint chart at the previous whatever happened at the previous level, and you can see, oh yeah, something happened here, so it might take an influence on the near future. And you can use that information like this. You can use it for scalping, very fast, very easy. You can be more precise on your entries as well, because you can actually see the support and resistance forming in real time. There's a lot of stuff here, and we just saw a little bit about it here in this session. You can join me next Thursday on the YouTube channel, and in the 23rd of July I will be on FX Street, a live session there as well, so you can join me there again, and you can see my previous sessions recorded in FX Street YouTube channel, and in future sessions I will be here as well in Trade with UFO YouTube channel, so you can join me anytime. And just keep, if you need anything, you have any question, you want to see, you have access to the software, just email me at pedro@traddictiv.com. You have the email right on the screen, and you can ask me anytime any question. Okay, we just 1 minute to end in this session. Hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, and have a good day. All right. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
I give you my heart.